I'm headed to make a product delivery right now, and it's time to talk about some more lube, yeah? So we've talked about oil-based lubricants and how that's generally not a good idea. We've talked about silicone lubricants and how that's great for water sex, marathon sex, and anal play. And we've talked about how spit is not a lube, because spit is not a lube. I will say that every time. But we've not yet talked about water-based lubricants, so let's do that. There are a variety of water-based lubricants on the market, and they are not all created the same. You want to make sure that when you are using a water-based lubricant, it is not one that could remove your nail polish. Just because it has a good marketing team doesn't mean it's a great product for your genitals. But you also want to look at, the other ingredients that are in it, and something that is really big and really difficult to come by is an FDA stamp of approval for condom compatibility. If your lubricant is not compatible with condoms, that's not awesome. Not only is it not awesome for safe sex, if you're using condoms during sex, then you want to make sure that your lubricant doesn't eat through that. But also, if it's got an FDA stamp of approval to be condom compatible, that means that it is really gentle. So, it's probably not going to destroy your genital tissues. Yeah. I know a lot of women will say to me, like, I've used a lube before, and every time I've used a lube, I've ended up with an infection, or it's just like goopy, and it's, it gets sticky and stringy, or it dries out really quickly. The water-based lubricants that we have that you can purchase at grownupsexed.com are FDA approved for condom compatibility. They also reactivate with moisture. So even though they are water-based, when they start to dry out or absorb, a little bit of moisture can reactivate them. You can use saliva to reactivate your lubricant. That's, that comes from the salivary glands underneath your tongue. It's just as safe as oral sex. But you can also use water if you've got a cup of water next to the bed, or if you're in the bathroom, or if you're in the kitchen, or wherever you are. You can reactivate your lubricant with moisture. So it'll, get just as slippery as when you first took it out of the bottle. So you don't have to use half the bottle every time you have sex. Water-based lubricants are good for use with toys. They're good for general sex play. They're not great for water play. I mean, they are water-based, so they will dissipate in the water. Don't try to use a water-based lubricant in the shower and think that you're going to get the same result as a silicone-based lubricant. It's a good idea to have a couple different lubes in your nightstand. That way you can have different experiences. But water-based is sort of your general all-purpose lubricant. So make sure that you have one of those. There are flavored options. There are also unflavored options. If you are ultra-sensitive, you get infections really easily, then I would definitely recommend going with something that is unflavored. That way you don't risk anything during any kind of sexual play. You want that to be a pleasurable experience, not one that leads to itchiness. Not fun. So anyway, water-based lubricant, good stuff for general all-purpose play. Get one that reactivates. Get one that's condom compatible. Do that at grownupsexed.com.